Hi.
Hi. All right, so made some strides this week in this past game. Did a really nice job in the first half. Came out and obviously played, the way we're capable of playing, and it was good to see our guys, moving the ball up and down the field, putting points on the board. And then in the second half, probably the thing I was disappointed with most was the last opportunity that we got the ball in the 4-minute situation. Would like to finish that with the ball and not put the defense back out there. We could have done a better job there. But like the direction we're headed, and can continue to move it hopefully.
How important was getting that explosive element pass in the back?
Yeah, it was huge, and I mean it's something we've talked here, for a few weeks now about. That was something that we've been missing, and so we made kind of an effort to really get that done, and it's nice to see it carry over to the game. Sometimes, we practice it a lot and do a lot of things there, and it doesn't always translate, and so it was good to see it come to life.
Pete said you guys made that decision after kind of on the way home from the Saints game. Why? Was that the right time, or what happened in that game where you thought we need to get back to it?
Well, I think one of the main things is we're starting to get healthy, and we're as healthy as we've been. Obviously every day we get better, and so I think that was an important element to it. We felt like we had a chance to get back to more of ourselves, and we know that we've been an explosive offense in the past, and to be able to have that opportunity to take some of those shots, we thought it was time. It's a big factor. We know, through his history, the ability that he has to extend plays, and we really weren't giving him that opportunity, and we were still trying to function with what he was going through, and trying to keep him safe, and so we kind of just almost took the reins off again and said, okay, this is as healthy as you've been. You need to start, being Russell Wilson again, and extending plays when you have the opportunity, and make plays when you can.
Fear with taking deep shots before when he was limited bubble that he wouldn't be able to go anywhere if the pressure got there or something was broken?
Well, there's some of those plays are different styles of protections, and you could see there was a couple of times right when he was letting it go, that the protection was starting to break down, or there was times where he moved just a little bit and bought it. The touchdown he threw to Jimmy on the right corner, he started to fade away and move just enough to be able to get that ball off, and so you have to have a little bit of that, and we felt that he was about where he needed to be to get it done.
Are your reins now off him?
Well, there's probably still some things, but I think each and every day that he gets better and better, and I would say we're probably back to where we need to be. It's not everything that we've ever done, but for the most part, it's most of the stuff.
What's your assessment of where the running game is and what needs to happen to make it a little more effective?
Well, we need to target better. We need to just do our assignments better, and obviously it helps when we're running the ball that we're getting positive yards, and then you'll continue to call more. And we mistargeted some of those runs. We didn't handle them the right way, and we were really being efficient through the air, and it was kind of the game plan going in as well. So. But it's not something that we've abandoned, or something that we don't think we can do. Each week is a new game plan and a new opportunity for us to try different things, and so we'll move on.
How do you weigh the identity that you guys have had here as a running team with maybe the different strengths that this team, or weaknesses that this team kind of has?
Well, we have a philosophy, and we know what our philosophy is, and we know what we want to be, and how we play, and how we're best playing. But with that said, we also, the most important thing is always doing what your players do well and putting them in positions to be successful. And, so we have different pieces than we've had in the past, and we're going to try to use those to the best of our abilities.
How'd C.J. Prosise do in terms of pass protection? I know he was out there a lot.
Hey, he did a nice job. There was a couple times, even on what wasn't his assignment, that he was able to help out and help Russell get the ball off by picking up some leakage. And he was fine on his assignments. He was good on his routes. He's doing a nice job.
How much was Monday night finally Russell trusting, okay, even though Graham's covered, I'm going to throw it to him anyway because he's going to still come down with that? How much of that evolution is now complete?
Well, Greg, I think he's kind of been doing that, throughout the year. You think back to the Jets game, there was a couple opportunities. He threw a really nice back shoulder throw and a couple throws to him. So, there was a couple weeks in there where Jimmy really didn't practice very much either. So, obviously practice time, and I know you're in here and you see all those throws they get, and when you don't get them, it takes away a little bit of whatever it is. And so the last couple of days and last week we were able to get both of them practicing fully, and so it kind of showed up again. And there's great rapport there. There's great confidence there, and I mean that only buoys it even more. When you watch a guy make plays like that.
Defensively, how is he like different now than the team you saw 2 years ago?
I mean, you would always say personnel. I mean, they have some different personnel than they had in the past, and there's obviously some familiar faces that we've seen. They're obviously the schemes they're pretty similar, and so there's things that you can take away from that. But we know a little bit we've seen some of their guys, we've played them before, so we know different things about them than we might not know.
What stands out to you about that, their defense?
Well, I mean, I think they're probably what stands out the most is how well they're coached. It's probably cliche to say, but they are a very well coached defense. They do their assignments very well. They have a specific package really for each team that they play. So there may be some things that we need to adjust on the fly because they're doing them just for us. They match up their personnel very well, and they use it the exact way that they feel they need to, and it's been a very successful formula for them. So. Like I said, we're ready for what we think we're going to see, and then we'll need to be able to adjust as well.
Belichick seems to be famous for doing that, the changing game plans and changing the way they look compared to the team they're facing. How difficult a test would that be to be that sort of an offense or defense to be able to change on a weekly basis, given what you see going to that?
Well, I mean, this week, they have a little bit of advantage because they're on a bye week, so they've got extended time to be able to study themselves, to study us as well. But I think you're referring to for us, right? How for us? I mean, we could. I mean, obviously last week was probably a big adjustment. Everyone would say, I mean, we all of a sudden, ran it 10 times and passed it, whatever. So that would have been a big adjustment for us. But you can game plan it, you can practice it, and you can get it done within reason as long as it's been in your system. You could go to those schemes very easily and make those adjustments.
The Super Bowl obviously will probably be brought up a lot in the TV broadcast and things like that. Is that, for you personally, is that a hard memory, a difficult one at all, or was that easy to?
No, of course it's a terrible memory, and it's every time it comes up, it sticks in your gut. But it's a new season. It's 2 years ago, so it's something that's always there, something that I've grown from, something that I learned from. But that ain't going away. I mean, it's always going to be there.
I think last year you said not a day went by where you didn't think about that play. A year later, is that still the case?
All you got to do is see that scoreboard, with those two teams up there, and it comes right back. And yeah, it's still the case. I mean, there's everything that we do is to get to that game and get to that moment, and for it to come down that way is, it sticks with you. It sticks with you forever. I know. I mean, all these guys, it sticks with us. So but it's gone. I mean, it's not. It's in our past, and like I said, we've learned from it and moved on, but it'll always be there. It's always a scar there.
How much do you marvel at just what Tom Brady's able to do at 39, the way he's come back after the suspension this year to come out of the gate as fast as he has?
Yeah, he's always been a special player, and I know that his preparation is what helps him, and I mean, obviously he's very skilled, and they do a great job with what they ask him to do. He's a phenomenal player, and to be able to be off 4 weeks and jump in there and not miss a beat is amazing, and probably one of the best of all times.
Sorry, when you say learn from, I guess, at the end of that, was there a specific lesson that was kind of learned?
Well, I mean, there's always things. I mean, we're always trying to get better in every moment that we're in and learn from those moments. So I take away from it what I needed to take away.
Was it Russell's read zone score followed by the deep ball to Doug? Were those statements? Was that kind of a statement play or two for the teammates as well as the Bills that he can do everything he needs to do?
Well, I mean, I just think it was us. I don't think we were really trying to make any statements at all, but I mean, just I'm sure they were wondering, what is he capable of doing, and when he pulled that one and got out on the edge, it may change the way that they see some things or play some things. So it was good that it happened early in the game, and may or may not have helped us in other areas, but people can see that. I mean, all you got to do is watch the game, and you can see Russell is back to being more normal Russell than he's been in the previous 5 or 6 weeks.
With the first half of the season now over with, what's kind of your overall assessment of how the offense is working?
Well, I like our most recent assessment. You know, I mean that most recent game is, I mean that's really what you can go off of, and like what we've built, and you know where we're going. I know this time last year we made a huge jump, and so hopefully this is the starting jump off point to where we're going for the rest of the season.
Kind of been the key for the last few years. What's been the catalyst, I guess, going into the second half that has allowed you guys to make those changes and have that success?
Well, I mean I think we just, you know, I think everyone gains an overall understanding of the offense, the things that we're trying to do, how they fit into the scheme, how we move guys and how we use guys, and they just get more comfortable with each week that goes by. And you know, we ask a lot of the guys, and I think they just get more and more comfortable each week. And I think you know it starts to show at that point, you know, they've had all this information, and now we're functioning well. I mean, there's other things that go into it. I mean, we have to run, we have to catch, we have to block, you know, and all those things have to play together. And the pass protection's probably been as good as it's been in a long time, not only last week but really throughout this year. So we've kind of done a nice job there. We still got to improve in the run game, but you know, we're slowly taking a step to where we want to go.
Doug Baldwin was recalling for us that he met with you after that Super Bowl and the long talk he had. And not that a coach needs an affirmation from a player, but what was the value of that? What did you get out of talking to him and really sort of reunifying with players after that?
Well, I mean, it's always good to have support from anybody, you know, and the most important guys to have support from is obviously our coaching staff and you know the guys that you coach each and every day. And I mean, the most important support I get obviously is from my family as well, you know, and when all those are in order, then everything's fine.
Good. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.